welcome back to the show. This is Uncle Teddy Bear Cooks. I am Uncle Teddy Bear. You can also call me Ken if you wish. Today we are going to dive into the world of the humble potato chip. Crispy, crunchy, salty, even savory. We're going to start from the classic potato chip to what was big at the time and very innovative, Doritos. We'll explore the origins, evolution, and intriguing facts about these beloved snacks, which I will be honest with you, is my favorite snack. Chips are my go-to. It doesn't matter if they're potato, corn chips, Doritos, or anything else. I love chips. So, sit back, relax, grab a bag, and let's get into it. We're going to start with the granddaddy of them all, the potato chip. The potato chip was created in the 19th century by a chef named George Crumb, who worked at Moon's Lake House in Saratoga Springs, New York. The supposed story goes that in 1853, a picky customer complained that Crumb's fried potatoes were too thick. To spite him, Crumb sliced the potatoes extremely thin, fried them to a crisp, and salted them generously. To his surprise, the customer loved them. These quote-unquote Saratoga chips quickly became a hit. Fast forward to 1921 when commercial production began. Lay's, founded by Herman Lay, was among the first to sell potato chips on a larger scale. The brand's iconic L logo was designed to convey freshness and quality, and it helped Lay's become a household name. I mean, seriously, what store can you go into and not see Lay's potato chips? It's everywhere. They're everywhere. But did you know that during World War II, potato chips were seen as a great way to preserve potatoes and supplement soldiers' rations? Also, there's actually a National Potato Chip Day, celebrated on March 14th each year, which is kind of odd considering that's also Pie Day. If you know, you know. And if you're into potato chip art, you might be interested to know that some artists use chips as a medium for their sculptures. Weird, but hey, you do you. Now, let's talk about flavored chips, shall we? The concept of flavored chips gained traction in the 1960s. Doritos introduced Frito-Lay in 1964. They were among the first to revolutionize the chip world with flavors. The initial flavor was toasted corn, but it was the nacho cheese flavor introduced in 1972 that they really took off. Doritos comes in a myriad of flavors, from Cool Ranch to spicy sweet chili. Meanwhile, Pringles made their debut in 1968, offering a unique take on potato chips with their uniform shape and stackable design, made from potato flour mixture rather than whole slices. And they come in a can. Pringles were a novel snack that quickly gained popularity. But chips aren't just limited to potatoes. Now we're going to explore some other varieties that you may know or you may not know. Who knows? I mean, basically you mash something down enough and fry it, and it could be a chip. So let's look at some of the different varieties, shall we? Tortilla chips. Originating from Mexican cuisine, these chips were made from corn tortillas, cut into wedges and fried or baked. Rebecca Webb Carranza, I apologize if I'm saying that wrong, is credited with popularizing them in the 40s. Brands like Tostitos and Mission have made them a staple in many households. From there, we go on to pita chips. These are made by baking or frying pita bread until crispy. They're often seen as a healthier alternative to traditional potato chips and come in flavors like sea salt and garlic. Moving on, we also have vegetable chips, made from ingredients like sweet potatoes, beets, kale. These chips are marketed as a nutritious snack. They're a great way to enjoy the crunch of chips while incorporating more vegetables into a person's diet. I've had some of these vegetable chips. They have good salt content. They are good, but just like with anything else and everything else, moderation is key. Now we go on to kettle cooked chips, which are potato chips, but they are known for their crunch, their irregular shape. Kettle cooked chips made in small batches and usually offer a unique texture. Brands like Kettle Brand, Cape Cod are known for these, and they come in a wide array of flavors. Bagel chips, created by slicing bagels thinly and baking them until crisp. These chips are often used as a crunchy base for dips and come in varieties like everything bagel or what other flavor you could think of. You could have the more savory ones. If you have a blueberry bagel, you can make them into chips. Next on, rice chips, which I've never seen or tasted. Made from rice flour or puffed rice. They're usually lighter, an airy alternative to potato chips. And of course, they are particularly popular in Asian countries and cuisines. Corn chips. Think Fritos or basically corn chips are really anything. Corn tortilla, cornmeal, fried or baked. Fritos were first introduced in the 1930s and are often used in dishes like Frito pie, which I've never had, but I've heard tastes good. The next would be sweet potato chips. Of course, sweet potatoes are sweeter to a degree than regular potatoes. And obviously, sweet potato chips are made from sweet potatoes and are very popular for people seeking a healthier option, which, of course, you can also get sweet potato fries in various fast food locations. Some places I've been to, that's all you can get. So, all that being said, what else could I say? It is, of course, going back to the kettle chips, they're growing in popularity. They're not a recent invention. They have roots in the early 19th century when small-scale artisanal chip makers used a kettle to cook chips in small batches. The modern commercial versions are a nod to this traditional method. Did you know that there are potato chip museums? There are several around the world, including the Potato Chip Museum in Naples, Florida. Pringles jumped in on the action. They also have their own museum in Jackson, Tennessee. These museums celebrate the history and culture of potato chips with exhibits on their production flavors and packaging. Now, obviously, potato chips are not the healthiest of snacks. Even though, as stated earlier, they were used as rations during World War II. Potato chips, they were seen as a way to preserve potatoes that might otherwise spoil. So the U.S. military even promoted them as a long-lasting food item that could be used to supplement soldiers' rations. Because when they need to eat, they have to have something quick and easy. And I apologize, that was a notification on my phone. I forgot to turn it on silent. And of course, just like with everything else, you know, when chips were first started being made, they were obviously made very manually, slicing potatoes by hand, and doing things very slowly. But the invention of the potato chip making machine in the 20s revolutionized production, allowing for more consistent and efficient chip making. Going back to Crum, his chips gained popularity, and first commercial production of potato chips began in 1895. Crum eventually sold the rights to his recipe, and the chips were marketed under the name Saratoga Chips. It wasn't until the 1930s that Lay's started distributing their chips nationally. During the Great Depression, potato chips became popular due to their affordability and ease of production. In the modern era, starting in the 60s, the snack industry saw a boom with the introduction of flavored chips. In 1965, the first flavored potato chip, barbecue flavor, was introduced by the company Pringles, which was founded in 1968 by Procter & Gamble. In the 80s, the market continued to expand with even more flavors and varieties, including baked and reduced fat options, reflecting changing consumer trends, preferences, and healthy decisions. Beginning in the 2000s, potato chips are now a global phenomenon. Countless variations and flavors, innovations like kettle cooked, organic, international flavors, continue to expand the market, which, I agree with. I've had potato chips flavors from other countries. Some of them are good, some of them are not. The snack industry has also seen a rise in gourmet and artisanal chips, highlighting a growing interest in high-quality ingredients and unique flavors. Potato chips have come a long way from their humble origins as a kitchen experiment to becoming one of the world's favorite snacks. And for this guy, it is my favorite snack. So, there you have it. A quick little history of the humble potato chip to becoming the diverse in a world of flavored and alternative chips. Whether you're a fan of the classic Lay's yellow bag, or adventurous enough to try sweet potato or veggie chips, or some other flavors from different countries and cuisines, there's a whole world of crispy goodness out there for you to explore. Well, that's it. Thanks for tuning in today. I'm Uncle Teddy Bear. I hope you enjoyed this crunchy journey through a world of chips. Don't forget, please subscribe, leave a comment, or send me an email. Visit my website, UncleTeddyBear.com. That's Uncle, U-N-K-L-E, Teddy Bear, TEDDYBEAR.com. There you'll find links to all my socials and links to the various platforms that this podcast is hosted on. Keep snacking, keep exploring, keep tasting.